Hi, everybody. It is a beautiful day. It's pretty sweaty, really, but a really beautiful day in the summer. I've had just like a really amazing week. It seems like every day, just like more and more gets called in. It's pretty amazing to like be in it, to be a part of it. I kind of feel like I'm in a movie. Maybe I am, in an other than cosmic way. Um, So I've really made a decision that 5 o'clock in the morning thing, like that's what's supposed to happen. Or I've heard the decision is maybe a better way to put it. So I've been open to hearing and allowing the decision. So 5 o'clock in the morning it is. I'm going to need to make some adjustments in the evening time because I kind of get going in the evening and get to doing some other administrative work and website stuff. And I'm going to need to kind of cut back a little bit so that I can just manage that time and give myself enough time so that I can incubate and properly be available at 5 a.m. But I really want to be available to go to the market or go to any of the other stores that don't open until 7 in the morning, and to get to work, to the kitchen by 7:30. Every morning, if I can. So in order to do that, and I really need 2 hours in the morning to meditate and to have my prayer time. I really find that no matter how tired I am, if I can make it through an hour of kind of reining my energy in, then that second hour, like I've really got a lot of momentum that just kind of carries through. So that's really cool. I've also discovered that I really need to make sure that I'm drinking water first thing in the morning. And as you know, if you know me at all, I tend to do that anyway, but it's a little bit trickier here in the car just because it's another thing to have in the car. But I've decided that's okay to do. So I'm going to be doing that. And I'm even going to be, gasp, getting some bottled water, if you can believe that. You know how much I love my LA water. It's just a really good municipal water for me. Just like pretty much everything in LA is good for me. So, but I'm finding that the water is really easy for me to absorb in the morning if I have that bottled water. So there you go. So that keeps me going really well. Also, you know what I want to show you? This is, okay, I don't know these people at all, so this is totally just my plug for them because they're amazing. This here, you can't see it because it's melting in my car. That's what's going on here. But this is the 85% cacao organic nectars raw cacao bar. I bought this trying some different raw cacao bars. I don't know why, actually, but I found theirs the other day. I partly wanted to try a cacao bar with coconut nectar in it because one of the bloggers who has reviewed my chips had mentioned that to me as an alternative to honey to use. And I like the coconut nectar fine. I don't feel like it has as much enzymatic activity for me. And so maybe it's just something that I already have a lot of and don't need as much as some other people. But I wanted to try the cacao bar option to see kind of how that went. And honestly, like I feel the flavor profile for me is like very coconut nectar in my face kind of thing for the lower cacao content bars that they have. And so it may just be that like the enzymes that are in the coconut nectar, like I already have a lot of, and so if I have more of it, I taste it more than maybe other people would who need those enzymes. But at any rate, this has it in there too, but I cannot even tell you when I eat one of these, any time of day or night, I become so focused and so aligned energetically and I don't mean like caffeine, like raw cacao properly made doesn't have caffeine in it. But the phytochemicals that are in this are apparently so in need for me. I don't know how it would be for other people. I'd be really curious if you tried this, how it would do for you. But for me, like I've caught myself having massive productivity at work, having a very clear, ordered, focused line of thinking, You folks who have tried Adderall have had have had that. I'm sure you think I'm describing an upper, and I'm really not. It's not a buzz, but it is a fullness of nutrient and like spirit alignment, if I can say that, all the way through, like energetically in my body, and like all of the ethers, all of the auric fields that I am in, I feel align here when I do this once a day. This retails for $4.95. I'm totally they don't even know me. Like, I'm just reviewing this because I'm completely appalled at the level of like I'm going to call this, for me, this is medicinal value. And since I'm not part of their company, I feel that I can say that. But keep in mind, I am not a doctor, so I am not trying to diagnose you. I'm just letting you know what works for me at this time. And this is actually melting in my hand right now. So I'm going to put it down because 98.6 degrees is even more than it is in my car. But tomorrow, maybe it will be cooler. But I want to share that because it's just amazingly powerful. I can't even believe how much. Also, I've made a lot of progress on, I thought, I had a little fear here. I had a fear that once I got into production, I would sort of lose all sense of administrative capability, that I would get sort of lost in the production and then find myself like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind on administration. And I really haven't found that. Today went slowly. Today's production went slowly, but I think the root cause of that was that I just didn't have enough containers, quite honestly. We had an issue with 2 of my dehydrators, and I'm using 8. But one of them just went slowly, which was kind of odd, but it went kind of slowly, and so it just wasn't done for me to use for something else. And then the other one actually had stopped, and we really don't know why. But it looks like there's a couple of components to it that need, or that could use replacing. I don't know why. These are barely used dehydrators at all. But since some of them that I bought are secondhand, I don't know if warranties apply or whatever. So, and I don't have paperwork on a lot of them. So at any rate, I'm going to take care of that. But another piece, so what that means is that I didn't have space to sort of load everything that I made into the proper dehydrator, which throws off all kinds of timing and all kinds of like cleaning schedule of the rest of the dehydrators and things like that. There's a lot of logistics to it. So, but that aside, I also needed some containers of various sizes and stripes. So I went to get those. That was a significant carload at the end of the story. They were very pleased that I came to the Restaurant Supply, and they were very pleased that I left too, because apparently I left right as they were closing. So, Mazel Tov, Restaurant Supply. Thank you, Chef's Toys. But also, I talked to my PR folks and signed the contract this week. Technically, even though I have been talking with them for about 6 weeks already, and we had a great relationship, they're just like, I really can't say enough good things about these people. I mean, I'm just going to level with you. Like, I have nothing negative to say about these people. I have nothing less than glowy things to say about these people. And if you know me at all, you know that I'm a very critical person when it comes to business relationships and my standards for like what's appropriate, what's value addition, what's good customer service, and these people just blow it out of the water. So if you need somebody, let me know. But I also found out, and this was cool, for me it was cool, that I was assigned to a particular rep, partly and largely, I guess, because she's just come into the firm from about 15 years being a producer, a TV producer, and specifically in the news, but you know, kind of has been around, and I believe in the LA area. So I was assigned to her apparently because it was known that I was willing to do interviews and willing to do TV, and I was surprised to learn, because I thought, well, wouldn't anybody be willing to do that? And apparently not. So apparently it's pretty unusual for them to have clients who are willing to get in front of a camera and or do radio or whatever. Sorry, that's my lighting here. Um, so it's cool for me because I haven't done TV or radio in a super long time, and I've never been formally trained in it. But every time I do it, people are like, "Wow, like really? You've never been formally trained in this? That's unbelievable." Um, I think they're not making that up. Are they? Maybe they're making that up. I don't know. But anyway, but it's fun for me too. I really like it, and I like the training, and I like people to discipline me about what I say and sort of guide me through, coach me through sort of what should be shared and what can be truncated and that kind of thing, because it just helps me as a communicator, and it helps me as sort of all the professional brain functions that I have, to know how to do that better, and I like that kind of training. So that's really cool. I'm really excited about that. I finished up my class. I didn't get to go to the class, my spiritual discernment class that I was taking at the Agape Center, and I was really like so moved by the book we're reading. I just feel so at one with it. But for some reason, I was stuck for an enormous period of time on the Pacific Coast Highway one afternoon, like right before I was supposed to be there, and I just could not get off of the highway. So rather than running in there and disturbing the whole thing an hour late, I did not go, but I spent the evening. It was just like this incredible prayer evening and this incredible like being with myself evening, and work actually evening too. I got a lot done, and got a lot of visioning done for my program. Some of you know about my program, some of you don't, but this is something that kind of birthed through me back like in May. And so I guess it actually hasn't been that long, or maybe March. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a few months. I haven't been focusing on it while I'm doing the Munchos launch, but it is a good way to bring in another revenue stream, and it doesn't cost me any money to do. It doesn't, as opposed to Munchos, and the raw snacks of goodness. But it does just sort of let me be who I am. It lets me be really useful to people and be available to people in ways that are really easy for me and that are really beautiful and useful to other people. So that was cool. And maybe we'll work on that in the PR stuff, and maybe we won't during this period of time. I don't know. We'll see. But also, I've referred a lot of people to my PR folks because they're such beautiful people. They're such ethical people, which I never would have expected in the PR world. And I'm just super thankful for them. Also, a shout out to Co-Opportunity in Santa Monica. I've been needing an enormous amount of spice, an enormous number of spices in bulk, and really just wanted to buy them already bagged and already done. And they had stock in all of those things that I needed, and it was just fantastically helpful yesterday, and it enabled me to go to work and just, start churning stuff out and not be going to the store and, putting a bunch of stuff in bags and all that, nonsense. So since I don't have a distributor yet, that was very helpful, and I really appreciate them. And their prices are really reasonable, so if you're in the area, they're a bit more than Erewhon, but it also means you don't have to drive 45 minutes from the coast to Erewhon. And Erewhon, anytime you want to come out to the coast, we would love to have you. It would be super exciting. But that's that. So yay, Co-Opportunity. Thank you. And thanks for being down the street. It's very helpful. And thanks to Caitlin Hayes of the Conscious Tree Chocolates for recommending them, because I had forgotten that they were there. And I had not been yet. And usually co-ops of that sort are really quite expensive, and they are really not there. And I think that's part of the reason I hadn't gone. But they're really not expensive. So get over yourself, Lindsay. Also, it seems that my brother had a baby. Or, his lady did. His former lady. And so we're very happy for them. It's a very healthy young gentleman, and so I'm very pleased for them. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah, so I think I'm getting my production schedule down, which is really good. Again, like it's been an enormous amount of time since I was in this world, and so having it just come back to me like this and being like so clear on how to do everything is just so amazing to me. I'm so thankful because I really thought, I was going to get into this and, oh, you're going to get a kitchen, you're going to buy all this equipment or containers or whatever, and all of a sudden you're going to be completely lost and need someone and not know what to do. And it just hasn't been that way at all. I'm just so thankful. I just feel so guided and so directed, and so like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And there's like income streams coming through, and then there's other income streams that people are like offering. Also, I have a company that's been very successful the past 3 years, who's done a scale up and a ramp up really similar to what I'm doing, who's super turned on and interested about this raw thing and wants to start a catering company, really, really leaning toward corporate events, corporate clients, and, felt like we were a really good team because he's got all the infrastructure as a caterer already. And he's got a great staff, wonderful staff, and a bookkeeper, thank God. Goodness knows I don't. And I have the raw expertise, and he's got a beautiful culinary, executive chef background. And I know how to talk to corporate people, and I'm the anthropologist, and I know how to brand and design brands and so forth. And that's an area that he doesn't know as much about, and isn't as compelled to do, and I love doing it. So it's just this like beautiful partnership, and it was not my idea. I love when people have great things for me that aren't my idea. I love that. So I'm just so thankful for that. And that's gone a little bit toward the back of my mind the second half of this week as I've ramped up into production, but I'm staying pretty close to my goal so far of doing 100 pounds a day, 100 pounds of raw main ingredients, so additional poundage of other things, which is where you get the guns. But I didn't do quite that today, but that was because I didn't have anywhere to put it in the dehydrators. So tomorrow that will be clarified. And tomorrow will be my last production day, and then Saturday I'll pull everything out of the dehydrators and product package and that kind of thing. And then Saturday, that was Saturday, yeah. So and then Sunday is a packaging festival at my friend's house with my new packaging, which I could show you if I can find it, if I know where it is. Hang on. Do I know where it is? Am I approaching? Yeah, I already went past my 15 minutes on YouTube, didn't I? So this is going to have to post as two different things. Oh, well, that's how it is. Okay, so I'm going to show you packaging. Are you ready? It's kind of awesome. You ready? I don't know if you can handle the excitement, but here we go. Okay, so the idea was maybe, I don't know why they have all this stuff on it, because they have all this stuff on it, and I can't, like, picture it. But anyway, that's just me complaining. There are bigger problems in the world than that. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so this one, this is pretty cute, actually. Honestly, this could be its own package. Interesting. Yeah, I really love this package, actually. They say only 1 ounce goes in there, but I don't think so. I think I could fit 1.5 ounces in there. But this is the one I ordered. So look, it has a little zipper on it. Isn't that neat? It has a little zipper, and then we'll heat seal it right here. Is how that will work. And then we'll put our little label right here. It's Berlin thing. Okay. Yeah, but then you can still see everything. This is a thicker ply than what I had before. This is what we call a 4 mil. I don't know what that means. I had a 2 mil, but this is thicker because it's 4. So that's that. I'm also going to try it in here. They gave me 2, I guess, but and this, I don't really know what's going on with this. Oh, this one you seal at the bottom. Would you look at that? Okay, so this was for, they made this for Neutrogena, I guess. Haha. I am not Neutrogena. So, there you go. But this has a little thingy on it. A thingy. I don't know what that's for, but there it is, nonetheless. But it's good to know. Yeah, you can fill from the bottom. Look at that. That's neat. Okay, so those are our sample bags. I thought they were going to have like craft paper or something like that, but they don't. But it's taken me a while to find this this dimension, this 4x6 dimension. Oh my gosh, can't even tell you the stories. Been looking for it for, you know, eons of Sundays. So anyway, that's that. I continue to have interest also from the corporate arena, which has been really fun. For change management and transition management, and that's just such a blessing as well, because that means that that I continue to be relevant to people, of course, and there continues to be an interest in transformation, right? And that's really what I'm all about, is seeding transformation for the collective. So, and sometimes that happens through the body, and sometimes it happens through the mind, and sometimes it happens just straight up going into the collective and saying, what can we do? So I'm really thankful for that. I'm thrilled with the way that life is going. I don't know, in a way that seems very native to me, but that I've never experienced before. And it's really compelling. It feels so natural to me, though, that and just to hear myself say that sounds very strange to me, because there's the part of me that's driven, and the part of me that's perfectionisty, and there's the part of me that's like frightened PTSD, post-hurricane girl. There's all those little things in my brain. None of them seem to be operative at this point. Now that I have the kitchen, even though I'm outgrowing the kitchen by the moment. But they're so nice to me there. They're such sweet people. It's a really clean, lovely kitchen, full of just beautiful people in it. And so I'm really thankful. And, yesterday I was so tired. I actually fell asleep working because I had been up since 6 and it's like 10:45 and I was attempting to get up at 5. And I even got dressed up to go have a drink and so forth, and I instead just walked around for a little while, and I was like, I'm so tired. I cannot even imagine going around other people right now. So I didn't save that money, but I just have had the loveliest time. I just last night I was just bursting with wow, there's so many things in my life that are amazing. I couldn't even think of anything else. I could only think of the things in my life that were amazing. And I was like, man, this car is amazing. It's perfect for this. It's just perfect for this. And I'm like, I sleep so well in this car. And I was like, man, I get to look out the window at these beautiful, beautiful scenery, beautiful landscaping. And, and I don't have to bother anybody. Nobody has to deal with it. Nobody has to get freaked out because they don't know what I'm doing or anything like that. It's just the hours that I'm available to sleep are the hours where I can't possibly bother anybody. And I get to look out the window at this beauty, and I get to journal about all of this wonderful stuff that's going on. And then I find out all the people who are caring for me and who are doing things for me on my behalf, without even asking me, and just knowing that that's what I need. Or knowing that they feel like I'd be good at that. And then I find it out and I'm like, oh, that's stuff I've always wanted to do, like the TV spots and the radio spots and the time in the kitchen and people helping me, the electricians just showing up and helping me, and, kitchen consultants just showing up and helping me. And oh my gosh, I'm just so thankful. If this car was an internet hotspot, that would be maybe the only thing better. Maybe the only thing. But who knows? Maybe that's coming. Maybe there's an internet hotspotting that's going to occur, so that I can not drive people crazy when they're waiting for me to send them things on the internet. Yeah, but it's great to have the corporate interest continue, and great to be moving back into that work. Back into that. I mean, I've only been away for a few weeks. But I love being able to provide that, and I'm such a different voice than, or a different background. The voice sounds the same, but the background is different than a lot of people have in the corporate arena. And so it's wonderful to be able to share, and then you get into the corporate arena. And okay, for those of you who are not corporate, you may not know that almost everyone in the corporate arena has some massive hobby or other business on the side, like that they're really excited about and into. So this is not unusual. It's maybe a little more unusual to be doing a national launch at the same time, but whatever, doesn't matter. So anyway, but I'm really struck with like how big this is getting, how fast, and now I understand why it didn't make any sense for me to stay in my Venice apartment, and why that was just completely laughable to the universe, right? Because like I have more kitchen space than I ever thought I was going to have right now, and yet like I'm quickly moving beyond that space, moving beyond that amount of space is what I mean. So really just thankful for that, and like the flexibility of the people that I'm, renting space from, and the kindness of them. I would give them a shout out, but I don't know if that's okay or not. So I won't, but you know who you are if you're watching, and and the other people who have really helped me as I've gone along. So the LA Health Department. I know they don't get a lot of shout outs, but I gotta say, like, they're the most pragmatic, like, nice people, like, helpful, have been amazing. And then also, who else? Oh, the Ridiculous Bakery people. I'm not making that name up, like that's their name. But the vegan bakery folks, Adam and all his crew that go around to the farmers markets and other places, and who helped me, and gave me a chance, like I think it was like last year, Christmas time. Yeah, it was like Christmas week, because I was like, well, I'd love to see your kitchen. I'm off right now, but you don't have to show me if you're on holiday. And he was like, I'm not on holiday. Come on over. So I went over, and we didn't end up making the deal because we thought there were issues at the time, which I now realize there were not, but I didn't have a kitchen consultant then, so I didn't know. But yeah, I just want to, thank him and honor him for, just showing me around and just like giving me a little confidence, and, letting me know that it was all okay, and letting me know that, everybody supports each other, in this space. It's just so beautiful. And it's so different than, the kitchen spaces that I grew up in that were really like heavy drinking, heavy drugging, heavy adulterating, and just like, some anger, some sexism. Like, it's just not my experience at this point, in this moment in time. So I'm just really thankful for all these people who have just like opened their arms and not said, well, you did that 20 years ago, you can't do it now, and all the people who, haven't said, well, you'll never get into a retail space or on a shelf, because there were some people who said that, let me say. But I was just like, you're not the people who are going to be on my team. That's all I know, because I know we're doing this. So I just want to thank the people who, who have been really supportive. Every time somebody's said yes, and I've said yes, and I've continued to say yes, that I'm here, and now I have even the resources that if I needed to go do some work elsewhere, to fund the business for a while, I even have like beautiful people who I can like bring onto staff, who can do the work, and I have a team of PR people who are doing all my media stuff and all of this. So like, it really is just completely coming together. All the resources are there for me, all my needs are met, in every moment. Just every moment is so full of grace. So this is a really long vlog. Oh my gosh. I must be really thankful. I am. And now I'm going to go take a shower at my gym. I am also thankful to have my gym, because they're where I get to take a shower. So kudos. And everyone can be thankful that I get to take a shower. So, love to you all. Snuggles and chips, and transformation to you. Bye.